Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish back here with another draft preview, and this time we're looking at National Treasures as our last preview here for Tier 2. And I just want to thank all the Tier 2 owners and especially all of you that actually watch everybody's preview. I generally try to just really give that team advice, but generally there's good advice to listen to as well when you watch these previews of other teams. So, anyways, just going to get right into the preview here for National Treasures, and we'll get into the last preview here of the year for the draft for Tier 2, of course. Okay. Here we go, National Treasures. For some of you that collect cards, I do believe National Treasures is a decent brand, right? So, pretty interesting name, and not sure if you collect cards, but I have a feeling you do with that type of name. Looking at your keepers, I am a big fan of Travion Henderson. I was a believer that he was the best running back coming out last year. I know Janty was the one that got all the hype. And I know Henderson didn't do much in his rookie year, but I have a feeling he's going to go off this year. I really do. I think he's going to get more snaps. I think the relationship, hopefully, between him and Vrabel have tightened up. I mean, let's face it, Travion Henderson's a man of faith, whereas Mike Vrabel's a wife-cheating bastard, right? So, who would you rather have in the lineup? I think I'd rather have Henderson, and Vrabel's going to be forced to put him in because of that. Josh Jacobs, we know about the offseason issues, right? So if that's going to continue, that could be a problem for you for him as a keeper. But if the offseason issues attend or end up being nothing, then that's a great keeper. But let's face it, strangulation charges, probably not going to be a good thing for Josh Jacobs. But who knows? CD, considered obviously top five, top 10 wide receiver. I know George Pickens is there and took some of his thunder last year, but Dak's going to spread the ball around a lot. And because of that, CD is going to get his volume. And you could say the same for Chris Olave. Chris Olave in the final year of his rookie deal, obviously going to be playing for money in a retirement fund. But Jordan Tyson's there now, right? So what if New Orleans just says, Olave, you suck, Tyson's the one? Very well could happen. We don't know. I mean, it got Devon Vele there, which is another big-bodied wide receiver. They could very well say goodbye to Olave. And then at tight end, well, Trey McBride. It doesn't get any better than that, right? I think everyone here would consider him to be top three. Um, and yeah, it's pretty easy to see that he's likely going to get his volume, obviously, and a lot of touchdown volume too, probably. Excuse me. And then at IDP, you got Carson Swessinger there out of Cleveland. Let's face it, Cleveland sucks, right? So because of that, the defense is probably going to be on the field a lot. They're not going to, without Miles there now, too. You got to wonder where they'll probably get to the second level a lot more often. And let's face it, Schwarzenegger's volume could pick up in terms of tackles. So I think that's a great IDP. Looking at some of the other players you could have picked, I can't speak today. Dak is one for sure. In case you wanted to keep a quarterback. At IDP, you got a lot of options, I feel. TJ Edwards, Crosby, Hutchinson, Zaire Franklin, any one of those guys, Kyle Hamilton even could be keeper on your roster. And to a lesser extent, I guess Kyler at quarterback too. So I guess if Jacobs has issues and let's say suspended for 6, you might very well just say, hey, I got to go Dak or I got to go Kyler. And the reason for that, of course, is you're trying to get the tier one. This isn't dynasty, right? Even though it feels like a bit of a mini dynasty with the 5 keepers plus 1, it's not, right? We're still going to be drafting our entire roster for the most part. We just have our core pieces, and that's where you'll have a decision to make for sure. Looking at your recap last year, Tier 3 champion. I made the finals in every tier last year, and you took me down in Tier 3. I believe I had the perfect season in Tier 3 up until that point. And then you ruined my dream of the perfect season, and I congratulate you for that, obviously. And I'm happy to have you in Tier 2. You proved your entry to the higher tier now. Now you land in one of the easier divisions, I feel, in Tier 2. So it does give you an opportunity, right? First off, division money, which you won't be eligible for because you didn't put the fees in. And if you think about it now in hindsight, what a mistake that was, right? Because you very well could have been looking at money here, or at least the fee back. Now you're going to have to pay the fees next year, unless you get the tier 1 and you're offered the 1 year grace there too. But If you're not, you're paying the fees here in tier two, and you very well could have been free if you win the division this year. So yeah, just something to think about. I always encourage the teams just pay the fees. I've seen teams finish second, third without paying the fee, and they get nothing. Right? You never know what's going to happen in fantasy. Looking at your draft pick scenario, I mean, you got your all your original picks essentially. Second overall, obviously, is there, and I'm sure that's what attracted you to this team when you had first choice of team here for tier two. I know Angry Unicorn's got a really good keeper team, and if he makes some adjustments, he might end up having a better team than you. But if I was you, I probably would have picked this team too because I think the five keepers are really solid and almost as solid as what Angry Unicorns has. And Angry Unicorns traded three players to upgrade to keepers too. So someone probably offered him that deal, and why wouldn't he take it, right? Again, the objective is to try to get up to tier one. Your likely first pick, I think you're going to go best available because you do have the balanced roster. And according to Sleeper, not my suggestions, there's players that are available that aren't even on Sleeper's ADP that I would pick before some of these guys at two. But according to Sleeper, it's Devontae Adams, RJ Harvey, Carnell Tate, Harold Fannin, Christian Watson, Jordan Tyson. Your pick of the litter. Let's face it, Jeremiah Love's going to be gone right at one. Bishop's going Jeremiah Love. He has to. He has no choice. Well, I guess he does have a choice, but he's going Love. So then you have to decide who you're going to pick with the rest of the crop at two, which is a great problem to have, obviously. And then last but not least, your outlook potential storylines for the year. Again, draft picks are all original, pretty easy to prepare for a draft like this. You got the balanced roster, and with no crazy pick losses, you can make this team your team from day one, right? And that's kind of the cool thing about it. You know who your keepers are. Now you're going to build out that roster for this year, and again, it gives you a great opportunity to do what you want to do. I think the difference for success is second overall pick has to make a difference, right? So whoever you pick at second has to contribute this year, right? If you plan on making it to tier one. Now, if you don't plan on making it to tier one, maybe you go Carnell Tate, or maybe you go Tyson, or maybe you go Makai Lemon even, right? But whoever it is, that second overall pick has to make a big difference for you if you want to get to tier one and have that success. The difference for failure for you is Jacobs gets suspended long term, and then you have to adjust your keepers, or maybe we have the draft, then they suspend Jacobs, then you're totally screwed, right? So there's going to be a lot of risk there, and they very well might not make a decision until a week before the season. That's what the NFL does to us. They do that stuff to us all the time, make us wait, and then boom, oh, sorry, Jacobs isn't going to be there week one. So who knows what's going to happen? But all I can say is I'm happy to have you in tier two here. I think you're a good owner. You proved yourself to make it to tier two. Now it's up to you to enhance what you've done from tier three and try to get to tier one. Good luck, everybody. And for everybody watching the previews here in tier two, thank you from the commish. And I hope you're really enjoying the league so far. Of course, the league will go dead here pretty much until the draft. Everyone can still make trades, et cetera, et cetera. But my focus now will be on tier one previews for the month of July. Have a good day, everyone.